Welcome to the 45 episode of Indie and Music Industry World. Ladies and gentlemen, Statik G.
Well, how about yourself?
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much for being my podcast because your music is incredible. It breaks. Wow.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. I would like to talk about your music. You built an amazing, strong career independently. How did you describe your sound for someone who never heard your music before?
Uh, it's it's hard to describe because it's so diverse and versatile. But I'd say that it's like you always get what you're looking for, but you never know what to expect. So it's just like you might get some really slow rhythmic love song. You might get a really fast-paced, intense chopper song with a lot of aggression. You might get some hard gangster rap or some super poppy songs. Maybe some country or some rock. So
Yeah.
my music's really for somebody who just enjoys all music, I think, or somebody who doesn't like subscribe to being boxed in. If you like have the ability and capacity to enjoy music for being good music, then I think you'll enjoy mine.
So, uh, growing in Wyoming and Alaska, how did your environment shape your artistry?
I'm sorry.
Growing in Wyoming and Alaska, how did you grow your sound, your music?
So to be honest, I was born in Alaska, but I moved to Wyoming pretty quick, so I don't even know what it's like out there. Wyoming, it was pretty sheltered, but we were pretty much in the gangster rap, super pop, and country and rock and roll, like a really heavy, very boxed out. So for me, I was inspired by all those sounds, but then as a young person writing, I tried not to mimic as many other people. I tried to develop my own sound, but it leaned towards sounding like underground music or Eminem-ish,
Yeah,
especially because I grew
that's
up
a
on
lot of
Eminem.
it.
So it was really something that I tried to get away from, and then eventually I just embraced. I'm like, yeah, I'm cut from the same cloth. Like, why not embrace it? Especially if I'm talented. Not a diss to be sounding like Eminem to me.
Yeah. What did you inspire you to create the Rhythm Sick? And what's the mission of
RhymeSick.
it?
Yeah, so RhymeSick it's this. It's on my arm right here. It's the label I made. The whole thing was when I started coming out, I noticed a lot of music was like the quality just wasn't all there for me. I wasn't liking how it was sounding. It was like people were being lazy, commercial, just kind of getting it for the money is how I felt. So RhymeSick was there to enforce good music, and it's just like
Yeah.
we come out, we're making sure that all the artists that I put on, all the shows that I did were with dope celebrities. Like I was like, I don't want to work with the new kids. Nothing against the new kids. I just wasn't feeling the vibe as much. I was like, I want to go work with the OGs, who've been kind of neglected in this era. And now the OGs, I think people are loving legacy right now, so they're kind of
I've been
respecting that
so
now.
much
But
impressed by your talent, your tracks. And how is your music process? You just start maybe from the lyrics, from the beat. How is it?
sometimes I'll write lyrics and then I'll go try to find a beat. But my favorite is honestly, I like to listen to music first and then be inspired because I'm a very emotional person in the sense that I connect with emotions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I feel a song and it makes me want to cry or something and I can attach a lyric to it, I'll stop right there and I'll start writing. Or if I feel something and it gets my heart racing and I want to like and just attack
Yeah.
it, then I just for a challenge, then I just do that. I like to keep my brain heart going. So the process is mostly just staying in sync with the music and listening to the beat, trying to find the sound, and then seeing what I can add to it to make it whole, in my opinion.
I'm in love with your videos too. How much is hard to represent what you feel and what you wanted to represent from the tracks in a video.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Thank you. That's my boy
You're
Louis,
welcome.
Louis Cohen. A lot of my videos on Instagram and stuff, I just do those myself, but Louis Cohen does all my professional music videos.
Congrats so much. How is how was the process of empathy? Because it has just like a big message behind. You
Behind
know,
empathy.
yeah, the album because it's amazing. It seems
Thanks,
like a
man.
storytelling, and it's just like it's powerful. I've listened
Appreciate that,
and
dude.
it's amazing.
So empathy was actually really powerful for me. It was really the game changer and what pushed me on my path. Few things behind it. It came after Gene Therapy, which was a darker album for me, and it was essentially going to be my departure from darkness and darker rap. And I didn't know I was going to go into pop in that kind of realm, which is what I felt was like pop rock. But I actually didn't put out music for a year. I felt I was under a spiritual attack right after Gene Therapy dropped. I thought it was going to be like, I'm about to get rich and famous. Everything was going to start going my way. Like I did, I planned it out and everything was great. And then it was like the opposite. Everything bad happened. I started getting attacked emotionally, spiritually, my love life and my career. People just like were treating me like a total person I'm not. And it was just driving me crazy. So I stopped making music for like a year, and I was going to end it at Gene Therapy. And I got a job. I went and worked at FedEx for a little bit. I literally tried to quit. And something was calling me. I went to the mountain. I was talking to God, and I was like, what's going on? And I'll be honest, when I was talking to God, I was like, I just need a sign. I'm never a sign person. I believe God doesn't just send them that easily. You gotta learn the hard way and like understand it yourself, and go through the experience.
Yeah.
But then I said, please send me a sign. And then literally I was in the woods on the top of the mountain. I look over and there's literally a sign. It said, God is near the brokenhearted brokenhearted and the broken in spirit, or something like that. I can't remember it, but it was from Psalms. And I was just like, so just wow, that was crazy. And a few days later, this guy named E. Freezy, who just passed away recently, rest in peace, but he hit me up, and he was a positive person, loved the positive message that I was pushing on the internet, because I was going through hard times. So whenever I go through hard times, I put out positive messages just to remind myself too, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So I'm putting out these positive messages. It attracts him, and he's like, yo, I want to give you a bunch of free beats, and you just put me on the songs as a artist with you. And I was like, okay, cool, promo for promo, free beats. And I was like so broke at the time. As an adult, I was never broke. I was a hustler. I was either slinging weed or tours or shows. Like I always had like 5 to 6 figures in the bank.
A big inspiration for it,
Yeah,
because it's cool. How much is hard, and how much, how do you balance being just like an artist, booking tours, manage your own label?
It gets difficult, but it's all about time management, rest, and exercise in some ways. I used to have a different method in the past. Now I'm a dad too, so I don't book tours anymore. I focused on my music. I decided that it'd be a lot better for me to focus on something I could do at home, so I can go to the studio, I can focus on my kid. And I'm also a single dad too, so I don't have like help like that,
Yeah.
Which makes it harder for me to tour. But I find my balance though. It's working.
Which is your big memory when you've been on tour? Because you shared stages with Afroman, and Tak.
Yeah. Some of my favorite experiences. Some of my friends on tour with me, one of my big things was always bringing the homies with me, and we've had some pretty incredible experiences. But one of my favorite, I guess, would be when we were on tour with Project Pat. I booked the whole Project Pat tour myself, and then I co-headlined. And then we were doing great. It was like sold out shows. I was like, cool. And then I booked myself at the Gathering and all my homies, so I was like, cool. Now we all perform at the Gathering of Juggalos too. So it was like 2 different worlds. Like, you got the Gangsta 3-6 Mafia, and then you got the Juggalo stuff. So we broke off there, and we went to the Gathering. And I just remember I think that was the year that I got in the Ferris wheel, and I had a blunt. I was smoking a blunt. I don't remember with who. But the Ferris wheel went all the way to the top, and then I see Ice Cube walk out. I'm a huge Ice Cube fan. Ice Cube walks out. I'm like, what? Oh, I was on mushrooms too. And I don't condone drugs, but it was just one of those festival experiences. So it was cool. I was on mushrooms, and I was just like, this is incredible. And I almost shed a tear. And then I think Lil Jon came out with him, and then some other stuff. And it was just cool just feeling that whole experience. Like, look what happened because of music. Yeah. I'm on a Ferris wheel, smoking a blunt, watching Ice Cube on the motherfucking sky.
You have your own beer brand, right?
I do.
Yeah, how this idea came out? That's absolutely cool.
Thanks, man. So I was actually drinking with the brewer one time, and he noticed I could drink a lot, because I came from Wyoming, where that's all there really is to do, is just drink and hang out, go out to the lake and drink, hang out with your friends and drink, you know, go to the family thing, drink. So I don't drink like that anymore. I definitely got sober, and, you know, I'm not sober all the way these days, but I don't drink like that. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, back then, he saw me and he was like, I need to make a beer that could get this guy drunk, you know what I'm saying, in one drink. So he made it 13%, he made it 420 IBUs, and then he made one, he called it the Statik. And the day I drank it, I drank one, and then I drank two, and I was like, I'm good. I don't need any more. He's like, yeah, okay. There you go, I got you.
So where do you see Statik G and RhymeSick in 5 years from now?
Honestly, I see us doing pretty good. I was kind of wondering for a minute. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I might just retire. And then it's like, nah, I actually see everything's going up, man. The numbers are going crazy. Everything's doing good. So I could see us. My goal will be to be rocking stadiums and stuff. But, you know, let's be humble and just say, hey, maybe on TV or I don't know, man.
Now wait you in Europe and Italy too, because you rock.
Oh, I gotta come to Europe and Italy, man. It's gonna happen. I actually charted in Italy twice last year, I think.
Oh,
Sunny
cool.
Days and something else, yeah.
That's cool.
My country album.
Which is the big lessons you learn as an artist and manage all your own stuff independently?
Mm-hmm. What's the biggest thing I learned?
Yeah.
That it's better to either do it on your own or pay somebody who can do it better than you. Because you don't want to just give everybody jobs and then let everybody screw up your system, which is what I did. I tried to give all the homies jobs, and eventually egos get into play, and you have money, and it's just like I'm paying everybody, and it's just a hassle. Either do it yourself because you know you can do it right, or pay somebody that can do it better. You pay a professional, and then you and your friends and everybody, your business people, can thrive.
Yeah, is there some advices that you want to give to all the new artists that came out right now?
For the new artists, I would say just kind of, it's corny, but my favorite is just don't give up, you know, keep going. If I would have given up, there's so much that would have not happened. Even just having my daughter, I would have never had my daughter, you know, so it's pretty crazy what can happen.
Is that something that about Statik G that fans doesn't know?
I love Dragon Ball Z. You know, I'm a kind of a nerd when it comes to that. I like Pokemon, I like Nintendo, I play some Xbox here and there. Not as much as I used to, but I'm a gamer.
Yeah. Is there some other new projects that are coming out right now? What's your are you preparing something new right now?
Yes, I'm actually really excited about it. I've been experimenting with the sound since Empathy. You know, you talked about Empathy, and then Sacrifice, I kind of went back to some rap-ish. Uptown Blues, I went full board country. Somewhere in the Fire, I went back to rap, all the way back to rap, and then now I'm jumping back into rock. And rock is like my roots,
You're
because
incredible.
that's what I was raised
you mix a lot of styles. I was shocked, you know, when I've listened to your music to hear rocks.
Awesome,
You
thank
so
you.
much.
Hell yeah, I love that.
I cannot wait to listen your new stuff, and you know, I totally share everything from you because you rock. Congrats for all your success, for all your big numbers, because I think there are a lot of sacrifice and work behind. I think so.
Totally.
Congrats so much. You're an inspiration for all the indie music.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the kind words.
You know, you totally got all my support, and thank you so much for our conversation.
Of course. I appreciate you. And if you ever need anything, feel free to hit me up.
Yeah.
Stay blessed.
Have a good day. Bye.